Today, we're going to be talking about bread. Keto bread from a company called Kiss My Keto. Hi, welcome to Keto with JT. I'm JT. I'm a certified keto and intermittent fasting coach, and this channel is all about a practical approach to living a ketogenic lifestyle. In this channel, I like to do product reviews. Now, I am not a big fan of keto products. I'm more of a fan of whole foods as much as possible. But I do understand that keto products can be very helpful and make a keto lifestyle a little bit more convenient, a little bit easier to do, especially when you're making that transition. And today, we're going to be talking about bread. Keto bread from Kiss My Keto. And we are going to be going through 5 different categories. Is it keto? What do the ingredients look like? Are they clean? Are they healthy? The availability, cost, and taste. So let's jump right in. First of all, let's answer this question. Is this bread keto? Well, right away I can see that they've advertised that this bread is 5 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein, 0 net carbs, 0 sugars. So based on that information, yes, this bread is keto. But let's take a look at the ingredients, because I want to know, is this keto? I also want to know, is it healthy? Right? Because I'm trying to be as healthy as I possibly can, and there are ways to do it while following a keto lifestyle. So let's look at the ingredients. All right, so I have a whiteboard over here. So you see me looking off screen, I'm looking at the whiteboard because it's a lot easier to see the ingredients. I'll put them up on the screen for you as well. So, because I look at the back here and it's really hard to see, so I need a little help. So let's look at the ingredients. Water, vital wheat gluten, eggs, oat fiber, palm oil, golden flaxseed meal, kosher salt, baker's yeast, butter, xanthan gum, cultured wheat, natural flavor, and honey. All right, we need to take a closer look at these ingredients, and there's a couple of them that really stand out. Let's take a look at vital wheat gluten. Wow, I'm sure when we see that, if you're following a keto lifestyle and you see the word wheat, right away, it says wheat right there. How can they call this keto? But we need to pause and take a look. It's those 3 words together, vital wheat gluten. What this is a concentrated form of gluten. They've taken the gluten, extracted it out of the flour, and have left behind all the bits or all the portion of that flour that's going to cause an insulin response. So vital wheat gluten in and of itself is not going to kick you out of fat burning. It's not going to kick you out of ketosis. However, if you have celiac disease or if you have any sort of gluten sensitivity, this bread is not going to be a good option for you. So why do they even use vital wheat gluten? Gluten is a binder. It holds it together. It gives it that texture. And that's why they're using it. But you just have to know, one, there's 2 things that we need to know about this. One, it's not going to kick you out of ketosis. Just because it says wheat doesn't mean it'll kick you out of ketosis. But there's a lot of gluten. It's full of gluten. And if you have any sort of gluten sensitivity, this is not a good choice for you. And for me, one of the things that I like about keto is that I am gluten-free without even trying. It's basically by default I'm gluten-free just because of what I'm doing, because most of the foods that contain gluten are foods that I'm not eating. Okay, so you just need to be aware of that. The other thing I would look at is another term that says wheat, cultured wheat. So cultured wheat, again, it says wheat. How can that be keto? Well, we have to take a closer look. What is cultured wheat? Cultured wheat is actually a natural preservative. They fermented the wheat in some way that it now becomes a natural antimicrobial and a mold and fungus inhibitor. So this is actually a good thing because they're using cultured wheat as a preservative rather than a chemical preservative. So once again, the cultured wheat is not going to kick you out of ketosis, and it's going to help preserve the bread so it'll keep longer and not go bad as quickly, right? So that's actually a pretty good thing. And then I want to look at honey. We look at honey and say, wait a second, honey's not a keto-friendly sweetener. Why do they have honey in this bread? Well, I'm not sure why, but I'm sure it has to do with some of the flavor. But here's what I look at. We have to compare that, say, oh, it says honey, but let's look at, once again, go back to the ingredients, go back to the 5 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein, 0 net carbs, and 0 sugar. Okay? If that's true, then there's not an appreciable amount of honey to make a difference. So what I'm saying is they're using such a small amount that it's not going to cause an insulin response, so small that it's not included in sugars or added sugars or any of that. All right? So we don't need to worry about that. So, and that leads me to this. I want to make a point about keto in general. We want to make keto an off and on, yes or no, it is or it isn't, black or white sort of situation. But and the way we talk about it sort of lends itself to that belief when we say, is it keto? When in reality, so often it's the dose, it's the amount that determines whether it's keto or not. Here, let me give you an example. Strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries, blackberries. These are known as keto-friendly fruits, right? We can eat berries in small amounts. So if you eat a small, like a handful of strawberries, quarter cup of blueberries, half a cup, of blackberries, you're likely not going to be kicked out of ketosis. But when we start overdoing it on those things and eat quite a bit, all of a sudden now strawberries were keto and now they're not because I'm eating too many of them. Do you get the idea? I suspect this is the case with honey, otherwise we wouldn't be able to advertise 0 sugars. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. This bread is keto. I love that the ingredients look really, really good. They're really trying to put in some very clean ingredients. If I was going to be really, really super nitpicky, I would say, well, what about those eggs? Are those eggs pasture raised? If I'm trying to be super, super ultra clean, ultra healthy keto, then probably I'm not going to eat this bread. And that's being very nitpicky just because I don't know that all these ingredients are organic and non-GMO. I would guess that might be the case, but I don't know. So, and if someone does know, maybe you could put that in the comments below and let me know. All right, let's move on. Keto, yes. Ingredients, the ingredients look good. Now let's talk about availability. I ordered this loaf of bread off their website. I believe you can get it off of Amazon as well, but I haven't seen it in stores. It took about 5 days, I think, to get to my house. So for me, yes, it's available. I can click a button and have it sent to my house, but it took several days to get here. And I haven't seen it at stores. I don't know if you can just walk into a store and buy this. If you've seen it there, please put it in the comments below. I'd love to know that. But for me, that kind of makes the availability score for the purpose of this review go way down. Because even though, yes, I can find it, and yes, I can get it, I've got to wait. And also, it's less convenient. In some ways, it's convenient that I have to leave my house, I can click a button, but then I've got to wait several days for it to get here. Now, I could have paid more to get it to my house faster, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So for availability, if I'm looking at this from a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give this about a 2, maybe a 2.5. You know, it would be just way higher if I could just walk to the store and buy it. All right, so let's go from availability to cost. Now, I'm very impressed with the ingredients that and the effort that they're going into to make this a very good product. Cost is where they've really lost me. Now it takes a dramatic drop. This tiny little loaf of bread cost $11.99. So $12 for this loaf of bread. Let me show you something. This loaf of bread cost $2.99. This loaf of bread is right around $3. It's almost twice as big as this loaf of bread. And this loaf of bread costs about 4 times as much, $3, $12. Now granted, this loaf of bread is not keto, so I'm not going to eat that. So of course I wouldn't buy it. Now, not everybody in my family is keto, so I have this, right? But this loaf of bread, to me, I'm getting, half as much for 4 times the cost, right? So, and that's not even including shipping. So after I paid for shipping, this $12 loaf of bread became $21.33. I had to pay $21.33 to get this bread from wherever they're shipping it from to my front door. Okay, so that's a lot. And now if you look at their website, you look at the video on the website, it's the founder talking, says a lot of really cool things, and I really like this company. I have to say that their customer service is outstanding. As soon as I ordered the bread, they sent me an email saying, hey, your bread has been ordered. This is what's happening with it. I got emails along the way. I even got an email as soon as it was delivered, your bread has been delivered. That's cool. In that video, the owner says, or the founder says something to the effect that our vision is to create keto products with clean ingredients that taste great, that don't tear a hole in your wallet. Okay? So I haven't tasted this yet, so I'm not sure about that. The clean ingredients, we just talked about that, looks pretty good. Tearing a hole in your wallet. I think my wallet's still intact, but $20, $21.33 for a tiny loaf of bread? In my mind, you're falling way short on that goal. And so on a scale of 1 to 5, I personally would be giving this a -5. I think that's way too much, particularly when there's so many other options. There's so many options where you could just find, there's multiple recipes out there online you could find, download, and make your own bread, right? This has got to be some really good bread to pay those kind of prices. So for my opinion, that just falls well short of what I'd like to see in a keto product. You might have a different opinion. Maybe budget is not an issue for you, and if that's the case, then that's awesome, and maybe you and I could trade places. That would be really cool. All right, let's move on to taste. This is my favorite part. I'm dying to try this bread. I want to know. All right, so let's do this. See, the suspense is coming to an end, or they've got it double wrapped for freshness. That's pretty awesome. So let's open this up and pull this out. And I'm gonna try one of these pieces of bread right from the middle. Okay, this slice it's underwhelming. It's kind of small, really small, actually. Pretty good. It has a good texture. The texture is very bread-like. This is the golden wheat flavor. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not amazing. Honestly, I was. After I ranted about the price, honestly, I was expecting it to taste a little better, but this is pretty good. It is pretty good. So, pretty good, but not amazing. On a scale of 1 to 5, probably like a 3.5 or 4, somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, a solid 3 at least. Yeah, pretty good. They do a pretty good job. So, for keto bread, let's wrap this up. All right, so from Keto Bread, from Kiss My Keto, guys, I want to like this. I like this company. I like what they believe in. I like what they're trying to do. I like this company. I want to love this company, but it's just not there. I just feel like, they're falling short on price. The taste is good. It's not worth $20 to me. I think it's a great option if you're not concerned about budget. I love that they're putting in clean ingredients. So let's go through these categories again in a little bit more organized way. Is it keto? Yes. Are the ingredients good? Yes, they're doing a great job at putting in clean ingredients. Could we know more about this? Could we be a little bit more picky on those ingredients? Sure. Is it pasture raised? Is it organic? Is it, are the ingredients they're using non-GMO? That's being nitpicky. So I'm going to say that, it's pretty good. Availability, well, right now you can only get it online as far as I know. Cost, a dismal failure. It's just way too much, in my opinion. Okay, taste, taste is I don't know, it's good. It's good. I'm just having a hard time, I wanted to give this a really high score with taste. I was expecting it to be awesome for all I went through to get it, but I'm kind of, I'm telling you right now, I won't order this bread again. I'm sorry, Kiss My Keto. I just can't justify it. Maybe if the price comes down significantly, like knock 15 bucks off of that, or even if you just dropped it from $11.99 down to $5, that would be, I think, would be way, way better. Anyways, I'm starting to ramble. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I think I'm going to go make a sandwich. I can't even remember the last time I actually had a sandwich. All right. I cannot remember the last time I had an actual sandwich. Literally, I do not know. I've been doing keto for that's 2.5 years, almost 3 years. This is good. Maybe I'll have to raise my rating on the flavor of this bread.